All right, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are with Anya, Roger, and Davis, and me. Jana, if no one of you knows how to pronounce my name, it is Jana. not not Jarny, not Jarn. Um I mean it's close, you give your best, but yeah, anyway. I just had some deep conversations with Davis today. And I want to bring something up as it's about setting statements for ourselves and to be truly authentic and honest within ourselves in the way that we present ourselves.
Mm.
So I was contemplating about like, how am I? Because there was a blind spot, and Davis just like made me aware of it like half an hour ago. I'm echoing. Do you hear this too? Okay.
No.
No.
And he said like, Jana, when you go back to Germany, you should just market yourself as or present yourself as advanced. Yeah, that you do advanced movements, right? And don't just sell yourself for short because it is about energy, right? Like it is not only about physical movement, but it is about the movement of the energy, of the chi, of life force, and how we're actually utilizing our own life force, our own precious energy, and what we're doing with it. And I think we've all played small in some way or another, right? It's how we brought up, it's how the systems are designed, not really to strengthen uniqueness and strength and individual power, which is also collective power. But I think we're coming to a point right now where we all have to step up and to stand up for what is right. So before I have no before I have Roger talking about it, like Davis, just give us some insight on that and how you perceive me from the time that we're together and just reflect some things.
Well, it's been a journey with Yana. We're two pillars of light, and I have often been asking myself, what are we coming together to achieve? And Yana stands in that power a lot, and he's been practicing stillness, what daily teaching me how to stay in stillness would allow the energy of that zero point or the Holy Spirit to express itself by allowing the energy to move and flow through our the architecture of self. So my statement to him was, if you want your world to be this mastery and this powerful movement of source energy, how do you stabilize in stillness while offering your presence ultimately? Because we've been talking about how we get tangled up in words and how that creates intention, and that is the tension of the situation within your body trying to express itself outwardly. So we just discussed, you don't go back to Germany and teach something sub-level. You understand that you are presenting this at the level in which you want your world to represent. And when you can walk into that motion and into that moment of embodiment of stillness, and to actually not be afraid that if no one shows up or if everyone shows up, that's the moment. You're actually allowing the projection that you're recognizing you're creating anyway to bring the reflection that can actually fully accept, integrate, and participate in that mastery. And I think that really stabilizes your world in your highest truth. And it actually is allowing the projection to show you the gift of your hard work, the gift of that inner work that we've all been working so deeply on. So, yeah.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Roger, what do you have to say?
Well, the synchronicity of this is quite awesome, actually, because I've been struggling because I haven't been able to own that presence that I've been given all these years. And I said, I can't do this anymore. Um, we all exist in our world in consciousness. We come into the world and we have consciousness and we direct it in different ways and we learn things, and it's going to be different for each of us. And we are given certain things that we're meant to do or bring to the world, or evolve in some way. And then when you hold those back, things get difficult for you. And that's what's been happening for me. For the last several weeks or months, I think I've been talking to Anya and Yarna about this, because I started discovering that I was downloading the order of the universe. That's what I've been writing for 37 years. That's what I've been receiving. That's why I changed. That's why I healed. That's why I knew what was happening in the world. But then owning that and trying to getting other people to accept that in a way, I wasn't doing really well, because I wasn't being completely authentic. It's something that we haven't seen happen before, but we're each meant to do something that we've never seen before when we come into the world. That's why we live. And I was able to access information that was aligned with the energetic changes happening in the world. And the information I was given was meant to help more people and our world actually move to a higher state of consciousness. But as I'm still holding that and thinking this is too unbelievable, I couldn't do it. So that's why I'm changing that today. Some people will understand and come and do this, because we're always moving through limitations. That's all we're ever doing. And we'll just do it in different ways. And not everyone will do it. That's just life, you know. And so I had to come to that realization, because the rest of my life, for anyone, when you're not owning who you are, things don't go well. And that's what I'm changing today. I have so much that I can give to others and to our world, and I just have to put it out there in a really clear way.
Yeah. Like putting it out there, like what I want to have Davis put out right now is to talk also about expectations, because this is something what you just
Yeah.
mentioned, the word expectation. Just Davis, go for it.
Yeah, so I was going to say, Roger, when you say you are trying to find a way for people to accept your message, it's actually becomes a energetic barrier. So
Mhm.
to say the ultimate truth is to realize that you are your whole world, and anyone in front of your eyes is merely the reflection of you. And I think that we have to truly encapsulate our world on a level that we become the perimeter of our reality, the container of the whole reality. And when we move through, do I say it right? Are they going to accept this? It's actually what we're saying is, do I realize they're me? And the only way they can't accept it is if I don't come to that conclusion fully through knowing and not belief.
Mhm.
I always say we don't believe our parents are our parents. We know they're our parents. And we would never go to a friend and be like, I believe that's my mom over there. They'd be like, what do you mean? It doesn't make any sense. Um, so coming back to Yana, coming back to all of the beautiful work that you do, Roger, it's you don't create it with the expectation of hoping there's someone to view it. You create it out of the expectation that you are whole, and through wholeness, the reflection of matter, which is God, recognizing God within yourself. And matter and people and our world can't react from that standpoint if we aren't operating in that knowing. It's like the use of free will to, it's like this wall can communicate with me once I know that the wall is me, but I have to know that I am the source within myself. And once you can do that, it's like giving your reality a permission slip to now work with you in through this perfect gentle flow and transmission that came from your heart, and not through a satisfactory level that the world's taught us. We have to do X, Y, and Z to get this much money, to get this outcome, to get this many people. But it's the very reason that we don't actually accept that the people that are meant to receive your message can only receive it once you allow God within to decide who sees it. If that's one person, then that's the way it's supposed to be. If it's a billion people, well, then that's the way it's supposed to be. But equally, all of it becomes a gift, and it truly fulfills you and brings you to love, and it just rises you higher and higher and higher, and all your abundance comes, even if it's one person. All your abundance comes, even if it's a billion people, and everything that you need to satiate the human experience flows with ease and no blockages.
Thank you. Yeah, Anya, what's your point?
Yeah, when we were talking about expectations, um, a lot of people, and me included, sometimes now I'm learning, I'm aware of it, but our expectation is to be accepted, and we are not here to be accepted. We are not here. That shouldn't be our intention, to be accepted and to be liked. We are here to do something that hasn't been done. We are here to shift the consciousness of humanity. We are here to step out of our comfort zone. We are here to step forward. We are here to be next to each other, to hold space for each other. And yeah, to reflect each other's first shadows, but then also potential. So how I see it, it's yeah, it is stillness. That's the divine part, but divine part is also fire. The divine part is also action steps. It's everything. So in each and every one of us, it's completely unique. We have completely different life stories and different energies. We have different people around us. What we have in common is that we are consciousness and we are here on a mission to shift consciousness of humanity. But we shouldn't compare to others, and we shouldn't have expectations. I don't like to use the word should or shouldn't, but in this case, it's a little bit different. It has different energy because we really are not here to be accepted or liked, like the in general way. So this is how I see it.
So, Davis, what would we should do? Like, tell us about that. What should we do?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. It cut off.
Yeah, Anya say like, I don't know what she said. Anya, can you repeat it again with the shoulds?
I heard that part. I just didn't hear you, Yana.
Yeah, nice one. Just reflect shortly to what Anya said, and then we're going back to Roger.
There's nothing we should do. The highest knowing is a paradoxical understanding of reality because it's always inverted, and the inversion comes from the lower kingdom of self pointing down and the upper kingdom of self pointing up. And the spin of those two scenarios creates the squeeze in the heart, which is why it's an anagram for earth. And this is how you experience it. The pressure system from the below, which is the expectation that the world painted this picture to be the way it is. And then the flow of knowing that there's nothing to do except becoming the encapsulation of what God represents. And when we do that, there's no one to change. Because if there's no one outside of you, there's no one in front of your eyes except through the perceived projection of your light reflecting back to you that which is in your own world. So, how do you heal humanity? You write the book for Roger and you embody the information that was for Roger. And you watch your world change the projection of every character to align with who you actually are. And this is why we're all in our own individual worlds. And it only takes one world to reach the top, to bring the circle of awareness around the entire body, and to change it all for everyone. And we all get to experience it when someone does that. When we do that, when we step into that authenticity, it's like saying there's a field available for you to participate in, just like Christ, just like Jesus, just like Muhammad, just like all of these great people came. They created a field by drawing in the source power in which they recognized they were. And they dissolved the distance between the middle point, the still point in the compass, through the lack of needing to ideate anymore, because ideas create motion away from that. And when you come to that stillness, you become almost like the gravitational pull of a black hole. And all of the things you're actually trying to feel, experience through desire come to you, opposed to having to go look for anything. So that's what I'd say.
Boom.
Okay.
Thank you. Like,
Maybe-
yeah, Roger first, and then we go to the question from the Inspire Athlete. Yeah.
Okay. January 27th, 2016, whenever you use the words should have together in any sentence describing yourself or your life, you are discrediting who you are and your life. You are effectively stopping or halting your very own expansion and devaluing your life. You are injecting some form of regret, which prevents you from gaining the vast awareness and knowledge that all of your life experiences have provided you. Everything that has occurred in your life did so in a manner to provide you with greater wisdom. So there is nothing that you should have done differently or that should have occurred differently. Now, what is before you to do is put together all the pieces of your life, so to speak, and decide how to use that not only for your benefit, but that of all others. That was the message. I just always, whenever there's something that comes up, I'm always getting led to something that I would have received before that is addressing that particular subject. So anyway, that was it. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there a question?
Thank you, Roger. Yeah, I'd like to answer that one. Do you believe we all choose to come here before we came? And I do say yes to that. I remember choosing the family myself and the life path, the body, my name, and event markers, including destination. Destination is for like all kind of the same, so there's no surprise in that. Um, but yeah, it is true. I believe that
Aaron.
out of our own experience. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Anyone else want to say something to that topic?
Yeah. And I love that Aaron asked that, but I don't have the memories like Yarna does. I don't have that. I would write it and I would write things like you remember, you will remember, but I didn't have a vivid memory of that. So I'm saying that because not everyone will experience things in the same way. I do believe we all chose and we're here on a mission, which is what I wrote just now. If you accept your mission, that's who you're meant to become. But not everyone's going to have the same kind of experience. Like that's why I've always marveled at Yarna that he has those vivid awareness. I said, God, I wish I had that. But we're meant to be different, and it's going to come up differently for everyone. But yes, Aaron, I do believe that we all chose, just we don't always remember it. That's all.
Yeah, I also remember bits and pieces, but in the last, I don't know, a few months ago, I had a very powerful experience with Bufo, sacred medicine, and I found myself in that situation. So I remember how I chose this human experience, and I remember when I got back to my body, I brought back this enormous love for living on planet Earth, for life here, for every single experience that I have. So yeah, I consciously know, I remember that I chose this.
Yeah, lovely. Thank
I,
you.
I just wanted to add, I believe we all came here for the same reason, and it's actually, so it's like it's Source's way to send you into a system of density from like a first dimensional standpoint going back up. And in order to co-create and gain creator access, we all came here to move dimensionally from the base back up to the heavens. And once we can do that, it's almost like a light activated node. And we all have our personalities, we all have our perspectives. And it's like building your own adventure with we all have the same goal. So it's you create an illusion until you're done suffering. And once you realize that suffering only occurs through separation, you get to a level where, okay, you've purified and God knows you because God is you and you're one with God. And then at that point, you have graduated through this system. And then you create new worlds, you create new things that have never been done before, but you can't actually create in the real until you can stabilize in the one thing that is real, and that is love. So we play an illusion until we can love all parts of ourselves. Then you signal to the universe, to source, that you can create something as a co-creator, a duplicate of that source, and create your own universe because you won't create it out of suffering anymore. And that's what increases the wholeness of the one light.
And Grace is here, and Grace helped me. And this is the other thing we'll come to understand. We're all helping one another by understanding the abilities that we have that just keep being activated, and we serve as mirrors for one another. And anyway, it was the first time that someone, I tried to do this on the birthday messages, getting information, and she happened to send me something with both her and her husband. And I thought, is this going to work? Then I'm going to receive this information that's going to be helpful, that's going to be accurate, or give them something. And so I just went with it. And I think that worked, didn't it, Grace? it gave them so much. And again, we have so much more ability, but we're still developing it and coming to understand it and then accept it. And that's why, and Davis, as you said, this is the day that I have to get sick of suffering, and meaning that I have to own this gift, so that other people can be inspired to own theirs. That's what we're all meant to do. And so Grace said the message was spot on, and I couldn't have made that up. I couldn't. I mean, I just receive it. That's just what happens.
Yeah, thank you. Like, there's another, like, there is a book called Journey of Souls. Is our soul on a journey that reincarnates over and over again?
Mm.
Like, I think it is really depending. I think there's an oversoul aspect, and that oversoul aspect is projecting parts of itself into different incarnations. And the moment that incarnations or a certain series of incarnations are over, it gets back to the oversoul. This is why we have certain people walking this earth who experience lifetimes from the same oversoul just because they came from the same oversoul, right? And the oversoul is able to project split parts of itself into reality and therefore experience reality from different angles, different perspectives, and even at the same time, right? So there's an oversoul that can project several split parts of the soul into the same time frame that we experience as well. How do I know this? Through own experience also.
And that's what's still so amazing to me, because I remember hearing about oversouls back in the 1980s, because I'm that old, listening to it. And I said, I didn't understand that then. And then I hear Yaner sitting here at his age now speaking about it in a way that's like, wow, okay. Yeah, that does make sense.
It does. I think so too. And it wasn't always like, I remembered like I knew a lot of things unconsciously from a very, very early age on, and I kind of knew past lives and I remembered past lives. Even also in Egypt. And it's Yeah, I mean, you if you know, you know, like your body knows it. There is no doubt. It is the energy of truth that's being felt in your body, and once you know the truth, there is no need to justify. There is no need to explain. You just transmit the knowledge, the information, without agenda, without expectation, without hoping that anyone is understanding what you're talking about, and you simply start being yourself. And I think this is the most wonderful thing if we once acknowledge our own uniqueness and learn to transmit that which wanted to come through from day one. Because every one of us, when we're children, we're fresh here, we usually like know, we don't really know limitations. We want to play. Every child comes imperfect. The genes are set, right? And then distortion comes in through time and the ego and beliefs from our caretakers through the time in the womb, through our first years on earth, through teenager ages, young adulthood, those types of things. And depending on how much trouble we caused ourselves or how much we caused other people trouble or we lied to ourselves and others, it's just harder to get back because we have to let go of all of these identifications and also self-hatred, right? And all hatred towards anyone or anything is actually hatred to one's own self. So yeah, Davis, anything to say to what I've just mentioned or what we just mentioned? Anything to project? Mm. Can you hear me, bro?
Oh, Davis, I don't know if you are you on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he's
Yeah, Anya, do you want to continue?
I think Davis is back.
oh
Yeah, my connection keeps going in and out.
uh
Hmm.
All right, yeah, Davis, anything else you want to share with us right now? Maybe you can ask to that answer to that question. How do we best become deliberate co-creators and manifest what we truly want?
daily,
I think
moment by moment.
the answer to that question is, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect.
Mhm. Yes. Oh, I
Okay, we
think
lost him again.
now. Yeah, maybe now.
Roger, would you like to answer this question, or
Yeah.
maybe each and
Yeah,
every one
Davis
of us?
comes. Davis is
Yeah.
here. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
No, it's not working for me.
So, do you want to share anything more with us right now? That's present with you in this
Yeah,
conversation.
I think to become a deliberate co-creator, you have to understand the architecture of self. You have to understand how we come into this world and how we actually transcend from the fourth dimension into the fifth dimensional vibrational state of your throat. And then understanding the power of the projection of those words through your light in your pineal gland into the world. And if we're creating for what we want, that statement actually it signals that you're living through this egoic desire. You know, I would want a car, I would want the house, I would want this and that, but the highest form of attainment, and if we truly were honest with ourselves, we get lost in work and different patterns and things like that. But we actually only need to do one thing, which is we need to go within ourselves. We need to recognize it's all within us. We need to do the inner work so that's not about what we want anymore. Because if you have zero thought, you're in the balance point between your logic and your spirit. And this is what we actually call the Holy Spirit. And when we're flowing in that, in the heart, the next thing that is needed for God's kingdom to express itself on earth comes from that place, and it actually removes all barriers. And this is where wholeness is found. And I think that's what we've been talking about, how to stand in that wholeness and in that mastery. So that it's not about us, it's about the Holy Spirit, which is us when we remember, right?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Roger, anything you want to share?
Yes. I want to just say that we're not done. We're always
Mhm.
developing it. We're always coming to greater understanding as long as we're in physical form in these bodies. And so when we start thinking that there is this one place that we're going to reach or get to, then that can give us difficulty because we'll always feel like we're not there. It's just that we're always expanding in consciousness. That's all that ever occurs. And I can say this because I was writing all of this so many years ago in 1989 when I started, and I could not have told you what it meant at that time. And now I understand it. We all evolve in consciousness and we accept it at different times and in different ways, individually and collectively. And this is what we're all doing now.
Nice one. Anya.
Nice. Yeah, as you know, this topic, like, we could talk about it days and nights and weeks and months.
Hmm.
But yeah, what's coming through now, it's this concept that I heard about, I don't know, a while ago, non-jar. So it's non-judgment, non-attachment, and non-resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So this is very, very powerful, like when you really like embody it. So no judgment, you do not judge anything or anyone.
Mm-hmm.
No attachment, you are not attached to anything or anyone, and no resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't resist, you surrender.
Thank you. Yeah, wonderful. Like, I think this is a wonderful conversation. Thank you. We always want to keep it like always, but keep it on like half an hour time. Anya has another meeting for 15 minutes. We want to honor her time. And yeah, the brothers are happy and grateful, enjoying
Sister
the
as
life.
well. Sister
Yeah,
as well.
sister as well. There you go. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Like, let us know your takes. Leave us a comment, a like, share it with your friends and family. I think these conversations need to be out and
Yes.
inside people's awareness. So we speak it out loud. We bring it out of our bodies, and we bring it into people's awareness. And it's time for us to unite. We are one humanity, and it's time that we start to self-organize ourselves in the most efficient way. So talking about that, I just hit the link into the chat. You can join Self-Organizing Organism if you haven't done so yet. Join the community. Anya, if you want to place in your community as well, please do. If you want to hang out with us out of this frame and experience some community and some love and some beautiful feelings that we all long for so much, please join and be part of it. Alrighty.
Thank you all.
Peace.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
Love you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Love you too. Ciao, ciao.
Bye bye.